Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So glad you can join me again for some more travel tips. Today I'm specifically talking about airport and security travel tips. My job as an overseas buyer and my love of traveling has sent me to all kinds of different countries and places, so I must spend days, even months in airports. And these are things I've learned along the way that help me have a better trip each time. Tip number one is to check in online as soon as possible. Early check-in will ensure that you get first dibs on those airplane seats. I would recommend that you choose seats in the front of the plane as much as possible. This will guarantee that you get off the plane first. This is especially important if you have a connecting flight. If your plane is running late, getting off that plane an extra 15 minutes earlier will make the difference sometimes between catching the flight and missing it. Another reason to do early check-in is that airlines often overbook their flights. Even though you paid for your seat, it does not guarantee that they'll put you on that flight. They can easily bump you to another flight, like a later flight. Checking in early will make sure that you have a seat, and that way you're less likely to be bumped off. Tip number two is to get to the airport early. I know a lot of people like to get to the airport just before their flight leaves so they don't have to wait a long time, but I've learned over time that too many things can go wrong. This is especially true if it's like a really busy time at the airport, like during holidays, or if you know that it's a really big travel season. Security lines can be really long, so make sure you take that into account and get to the airport earlier. I suggest you arrive at the airport at least 1 hour before your flight for domestic flights and 2 to 3 hours before for an international flight. Getting to the airport earlier too is a lot less stressful. You're just gonna pass security and then have time to relax. It's much better than running through the hallway, almost missing your flight and being super stressed out. Tip number three is that if you're driving to the airport, make sure you take a picture of where your car is parked. A lot of you know how easy it is to forget where you parked your car after a really long flight or a long trip. So taking a picture of the parking lot number will guarantee that you'll find your car easily when you get back from your trip. Tip number four is to make sure that your luggage is easily recognizable. Most luggage comes in 3 generic colors: black, gray, and red. Bags get lost all the time because people just grab a bag that looks like theirs and walk away, and they don't notice that they have the wrong bag until they arrive home. To avoid this, tag your luggage with something super recognizable, like a bright, fun luggage tag, a scarf, or maybe wrap your luggage in a strap that's colorful. Personally, I travel with these fun little travel tags that are shaped like animal faces. I have a little monkey and a little fuchsia pink elephant, and that makes it so much easier for me to find my luggage really quickly as soon as it comes out. Tip number 5 is to pack your carry-on with security in mind. Now, before packing your carry-on, just check with your airline and make sure that your carry-on does not exceed the size or the weight restriction. Check ahead of time the rules and regulation of the airports in your own country and see what you're allowed to bring in your carry-on. As a general rule, liquids and gels all have to be packed in a 3-ounce or less container, and they also have to fit into a 1-quart size bag. I like to place this 1-quart size bag in a place that's easily accessible in my carry-on so that I can pull it out quickly when it's time to pass security. Now, all prescription medication should also be in your carry-on, and it should be left in the original bottles or in the original packaging so that they're easily identifiable. You'll also want to make sure that if you're carrying a laptop or an iPad that it's fully charged, because often they'll ask you to open it or turn it on. Also, make sure that you're not carrying any flammable items. You're not allowed firearms or any sharp objects. So be careful, because I see a lot of people get their stuff confiscated. Men especially, they carry these little Swiss Army knives on their keychains, and then they have to give it up at the airport, and they're really upset about it. Tip number 6 is to have your paperwork ready. Make sure your passports, your ID, your boarding passes are all all easily accessible. It helps to keep them in a separate compartment, like either a passport holder or an ID holder for quick and easy access. Tip number 7 is to bring yourself an empty water bottle. Once you pass security, you'll be able to fill up that water bottle before boarding the plane. It's much better than spending a small fortune on airport water bottles, and it helps to save the environment. Tip number 8, if choosing between a right or a left line in security check, always go for the left lane. People are mostly right-handed and they'll head for that right lane instinctively. So usually the left lane is a much faster option. Also, don't necessarily pick the shorter line. Scope out the people who are in those lines in front of you. If you see a line with full of business people and it's longer than a line with a family traveling with young children, pick the line with business people. It will often be faster than if you go with the family. The family traveling with young children will have strollers and multiple bags to open up at security, and it will actually take you longer to pass the security check than if you go in the line with business people who are used to traveling. Tip number 9 is to dress for your flight with security in mind. If you're taking a flight that day, just keep your jewelry, your cell phone, your change, your wallet, all those things in your carry-on, so that way you're not emptying your pockets at the security line. This will make it a breeze to get through security, but it's also going to ensure that you don't forget your belongings in those security bins. Also, in many cases, you will be required to remove your shoes or your boots to pass security. So you want to make sure that you're wearing a pair of shoes that doesn't have a lot of laces or buckles or that are hard to remove or put on. I usually just opt to wear slip-on shoes. That way they're super easy to slip off. I can put them in the bin, cross security, and put them right back on, and I'm on my way. Tip number 10 is if you're running late and your plane is boarding or about to board, make sure you tell someone. Tell a security officer or someone in charge. They'll often help you slip through the line a little bit quicker and get to the gate quicker. You can also ask the people in front of you, just explain your situation, say that you're about to miss your flight, that your flight is boarding, and often people are really understanding. They'll let you through or they'll let you go ahead of them. Tip number 11 is to be careful not to forget your charging wires for your phone and your iPad. This has happened to me once. I was charging my phone the night before a flight and I left really quickly the next day and I forgot the wire and the charging block. If you're at the airport and you realize that you forgot your stuff, don't panic. Just go to the lost and found at the airport. Anything that's been left there for 90 days or more is up for grabs. They will often just give you a phone charger free of charge. Another great thing to do is to pack an extra phone charger in your checked-in luggage. So if you forget it and you don't have it on your carry-on, at least you'll have it once you arrive at your destination so you can charge your phone for your trip. Tip number 12 is to try to get access to airport lounges. Airport lounges are great to just chill and wait for your flight. You get free Wi-Fi, free food and drinks, and free reading material. Plus, if your flight is delayed, it's so much more comfortable to just wait there than in a stiff airport chair. The best way to do this is take advantage of your frequent flyer miles if you're somebody who travels a lot. Now, if you don't have frequent flyer miles, check with your credit card. A lot of credit cards offer free access to airport lounges. Another option is to check on Kijiji or eBay for airport lounge passes. This might be a good investment if you know ahead of time that you're going to be stuck in an airport for a really long layover. Okay, tip number 13 is to bring yourself a jacket or something warm. Even if it's the summertime, sometimes it's really cold in the airports and especially in the plane. So you want to make sure that you have a little jacket or a shawl, something to cover up and keep warm. And these things are also great if your flight gets delayed and you're there a long time and you want to take a nap. You can use your jacket as a pillow or as a little blanket to cover up. Tip number 14 is to try to pack all your stuff in a carry-on. If you don't have any checked luggage, it's just so much easier to get in and out of the airports quickly, but it also guarantees that they won't lose your luggage. Now I know it's not always possible to bring everything in a carry-on. Like when I go to Asia, I'm there for 2 to 3 weeks and I have to check in my luggage because I just have too many clothes or too many items to bring in a carry-on. But whenever possible, I try to bring all my clothes in the carry-on, especially when you have a connecting flight. Sometimes the first flight is running late and you miss that second flight. If you don't have checked luggage, they can actually get you onto a flight a lot quicker than if you have checked luggage, because they have to remove that luggage from the plane and then put it onto the other plane, and they won't have time to do that. Okay guys, so those are all my travel tips for airports and security. I hope this helped you on your next trip. Let me know in the comments below if you'd like to see more videos like this one, and don't forget to subscribe and click the little bell to get notifications. Thanks for watching. Happy travels!